Good morning, students. Today I going for discuss about the topic of complex number. So, complex number. Just you see, my students. Suppose I have an equation s square minus 4 is equal to 0. S square is equal to what? 4. What is the root? What is the value of x? 4 root over which is plus minus 2, which is belongs to real number. That means s square plus 4 is equal to 0. S square is equal to what? Minus 4. X is equal to what? Minus 4 root over is equal to minus 1 root over into 4 root over. So minus 1 root over into 4 root over is equal to plus minus 2. Plus minus 2. That is why plus minus 2 of minus 1 root over, which is not belongs to R. Which is not belongs to R. What is R? R is a real number set. What is R? R is a real number set. What do you mean by real number? A number which have rational number plus irrational number that is under a real number. This is my case 1, this is my case 1 and this is my case 2. Just my students, you see, in case 1 is plus minus 2 which belongs to R, but in case 2 it is plus minus 2 but minus 1 root over belongs to R. This minus 1 root over we laterally represent as I. I means imaginary part. I means imaginary number. This I also other way known as iota is other way known as iota. When a number which is not solved in real number and which is the negative square root, that negative square root of 1 is represented as imaginary number. That is why it is I and iota. So, after I presentation of a negative number, then integral power of I, integral power of I, integral power of I, integral power of I stands for iota. Just we know that minus 1 root over is equal to I. Then what about the I square? I square is minus 1 root over into minus 1 root over. That means it is minus 1. Then what about IQ? IQ is equal to I square into I. What is the value of I square? I square is minus 1. I square is equal to minus 1 into I. That means minus I. The value of IQ is equal to minus I. If we go for value of I4, what is the value of I4? I4 value is I square raw whole square. What is the value of I square? That is minus 1 square. So minus 1 square is equal to 1. Similarly, we represent I in this way. Just another example. So this is imaginary number and which is integral power of I. Just you see, what is the value of? What is the value of I to the power 4n plus 3? I to the power 4n plus 3. Just you see, I to the power 4n into I to the power 3. I to the power 4n means I to the power 4 whole to the power n into IQ. We know I to the power 4 is equal to kate? Minus 1 to the power n into IQ. IQ means I square into I. So minus 1 to the power n into I square. I square is equal to what? Minus 1 into I. That means minus 1 to the power n minus I. After simplification of I to the power 4n plus 3, which is minus 1 to the power n into minus I. This is the value of I to the power 4n plus 3. In this way, we also finding the value of I, or it is the representation of integral power of I. So which is a real number? The real number is the number having rational number as well as irrational number, which is not defined real number. Then we proceed for the complex number. So what is complex number? Here is the question. What is complex number? A number which is represent a plus ib. A plus ib. What is ab? A comma b belongs to R. This number is known as a complex number because it has a real part, and it has also imaginary part. It has two parts. One is the real part, another one is the imaginary part. What is imaginary part? Which part having I? That is imaginary part. Which part only real? That is real part. That means a complex number is one which having a real part as well as imaginary part. Just an example. Suppose 3 plus 5i. 3 plus 5i. Here 3 is a real number, belongs to R, but this 5i is imaginary number. Right or not? It is imaginary number. That is 5i. That means a number, a complex number means it has a real number, it has a real part as well as imaginary part. Just an example. Just an example. Suppose I have a number 5, which is a complex. You convert into a complex number. How you can convert into a complex number? Because it is total real number. We convert it to complex number 5 plus 0y, which is a complex number. Similarly, suppose I have a 5i. I want to convert a complex number. How I can convert a complex number? We convert into 0 plus 5y. 0 plus 5y. Because here 0 is a real part, but this is a imaginary part. This is a real part. This is also imaginary part. Right? That means a complex number minimum it has a real part as well as imaginary part. Then it is a complex number. Right? That means what is complex number? Just remember a number which is represent a plus ib, where a comma b belongs to R and a is the real part and bi is the imaginary part. If the question having if the number having imaginary part, then it is a complex number. Right? Always complex number represented by Z or C. Z or C. Just you see, in real number represented by R. If it is a natural number, it is represented by N. Similarly, a complex number is always represented by Z, or a complex number always represented by C. That means, if we represent a complex number, normally just Z is equal to 5pi plus 7i. 5 plus 7i means here real part is equal to 5, imaginary part is equal to 7 because it has I, and the set which is represented, that is Z. Okay, that is a complex number set or complex number. So similarly, two real number, when we add, it is a real number. Two real number, it is also in the form of a product. Similarly, the operation of a complex number, operation of a complex number, operation of a complex number, just like different type of operation in our system: addition operation system, into operation system, subtraction, and also division. That means 4 operating systems, operation systems. First we go for the addition. Suppose Z1 is a set, A1 plus B1i. Z2 is another complex set having A2 plus B2. I want to add two complex number, Z1 plus Z2, which is A1 plus Bi, B1 of I, plus A2 plus B2i. How it will add? A1 plus A2 plus B1 plus B2 of I. Then Z1 plus Z2 is equal to A1 plus A2 plus B1 plus B2y. Because we make our real part to real part and imaginary part to imaginary part. So addition of two complex number is also a complex number. Addition of two complex number, it is also a complex number. This is the operation of addition. This is addition operation. This is addition operation. Okay, just I have an example of addition operation. Just you see, suppose I have a complex number z1 is equal to 5i, z2 is equal to 3. I want to make addition z1 plus z2 is equal to what? Before we express, it is a purely imaginary number. This is a purely real number. So first of all, z1 we convert to a complex number. How can convert? Because it is an imaginary number. We put 0 in real part. This is 5i. Now z1 is converted to a complex number, but this 5i is an imaginary number only. Then z2 is equal to what? 3. So we convert to a complex number, 3 plus 0i. Now z1 is a complex number, z2 is a complex number. But in question, z2 is a real part, z is a real number, and z1 is an imaginary number. But it is not a fully complex number. First we convert z1 to a complex number, then we convert z2 as a complex number, then we go for addition. z1 plus z2 is equal to 0 plus 5i plus 3 plus 0i. Here real part to real part, imaginary part to imaginary part. That means 0 plus 3 plus 5i plus 0i. That means this is 3 plus 5 plus 0 of I, which is 3 plus 5i. We know that the addition of a two complex number is also a complex number. That means 3 plus 5i is also a complex number. That is what addition of two complex number. Okay, it is addition of a complex number is complete. Then another operations we also proceed. What is that operations? Just you see, suppose z1 is a complex number, 3 plus 7i. z2 is a complex number, 7 minus 3i. I want to make subtraction about two complex number. Say the addition of two complex number is also complex number. Subtraction of two complex number is also a complex number. How we make subtraction? That means z1 minus z2, which is 3 plus 7i minus 7 minus 3i. That means 3 minus 7 plus 7 minus of minus 3, that means plus 3 of I. That means what? 3 minus 7 minus 4 plus 10i. This is the subtraction of a two complex number. So you remember, subtraction of a two complex number is also a complex number. So that means z1 minus z2 is equal to, just you remember what is my concept. z1 is equal to a1 plus b1i, z2 is equal to a2 plus b2i. That means z1 minus z2 is equal to a1 plus b1i minus a2 plus b2i. That is why a1 minus a2 plus b1 minus b2 of I. b2 of I. That is the concept of what? That is the concept of your two complex number in the form of subtraction. That means, remember, the subtraction of a two complex number is also a complex number. That means I complete the subtraction of a two complex number. Now again we proceed with the multiplication of a two complex number or product of a two complex number. Normally the product of a two complex number is also a complex number, or multiplication of a two complex number is also a complex number. How? Suppose we take z1 is a complex number, z1 is equal to a1 plus b1i, z2 a2 plus b2i. I want to go for the product of two complex number, z1 into z2. How that? a1 plus b1i into a2 plus b2i. How? We make it a1 a2 plus a1 b2i plus b1 a2i plus b1 b2i square. So a1 a2 plus a1 b2i plus b1 a2i plus b1 b2, we may put I square is equal to minus 1. We know before integral power of I, that means I square is equal to minus 1. At the position we may put b1 b2 I square I is equal to minus 1. Just you remember a1 a2, this is real part, b1 b2 of a1 b2 plus b1 a2 of I. Just you remember z1 into z2 is equal to the product of a complex number, product of two complex number is also a complex number. Okay, this is the mathematical concept of a product of a two complex number. Just we go for an example. Is it okay? Then we take an example. Suppose I have a complex number z is equal to 3i. Z1 is equal to 3i, Z2 is equal to 5 plus 7i. 5 plus 7i. What is the value of Z1 into Z2? What is the value of Z1 into Z2? Answer. First you people, Z1 is equal to 3i. That means it is a purely imaginary number. We convert into a complex number. That means real part is equal to 0, imaginary part is equal to 3i. Then Z2 is already is a complex number, 5 plus 7i. Now we go for the product of two complex number, 0 plus 3i into 5 plus 7i. Here we multiply 0, 5 plus 7i plus 3i into 5 plus 7i. How? Now just you see 0 into 5 plus 7i plus 3i into 5 into 7i. Then we multiply 0, this number 0 into 5 plus 0 into 7i. Again 3i into 5 plus 3i into 7i, which is 0 plus 0 plus 15i plus 21i square, which is what? 15i plus 21i square, which is 15i plus 21i square. We may put minus 1, right? So what is the value? The value is minus 21 plus 15i. That means product of two complex number is also a complex number, right? Similarly, we discuss about addition of two complex number is a complex number, subtraction of two complex number is a complex number, and multiplication of two complex number is also a complex number. Now students, again division of two complex number is also a complex number. How we make division? Just you see, suppose I have z1 is equal to a1 plus b1i, division of a complex number, z2 is equal to c plus di. I proceed for z1 by z2, that means a1 plus b1i by c plus di, b1i plus di. If it is di, so if it is c plus di, we make it is rational, that means a1 plus b1i into we go for c minus id, here c plus id into c minus id. What I multiply, that also I make division. So this is I am applying the product rule, a1c minus a1id plus b1i minus b1d I square whole divided by a plus b, a minus b, that is a square plus b square, c square plus a square minus b square, I plus d whole square, which is, that is a1c minus I square is minus 1, minus minus plus, that means a1c plus b1d plus b1 plus b1c b1ci, that is b1c minus a1d of I whole divided by c square plus d square. That means a1c plus b1d whole divided by c square d square plus b1c a1d of I by c square plus d square. That means division of two complex number is also a complex number. Right? Now we proceed an example. How we can find the division of a two complex number with the example. This is the mathematical concept of a division of two complex number. Just my share. Suppose z1 is equal to 3 plus 5i, z2 is equal to 7 plus 9i. I want to find the value of z1 by z2. How? 3 plus 5i by 7 plus 9i. Right? What is the negative part of denominator? 7 plus 9i. The conjugate part 7 minus 9i. Part y multiply lower, upper also that 7 minus 9y. Then what is that? 3 into 7 21, 3 into 9 minus 27i plus 5 into 7 35i minus 5 into 9 45 and I square plus, so it is 45 I square whole divided by a square plus b square, a plus b, a minus b, 7 square minus 9i square. What is that? 21 minus 1 square minus I square minus 1 minus plus 21 plus 25 45 minus 35 minus 27 is equal to 30, that is equal to 3 plus 8 plus 8i whole divided by 49 plus 81i square. 81i square. Alright, what is that? This is 66 plus 8i whole divided by minus I square, 49 minus 81, which is equal to 66 plus 8i by is equal to 32 minus 32. What is that? 66 by minus 32 again plus 8 by minus 32. That means z1 by z2, which is this. So division of two complex number is also a complex number. Thank you, my students. Today I go for discussion what is complex number, what is imaginary number, what is the operation of a complex number. Next class we will proceed what is the conjugate of a complex number and how a complex number is represented in geometrical form, and other techniques we will follow. Thank you very much.